Okay, so today we're just going to look at simplifying algebraic expressions. Okay, so what that means today is we're going to look at combining like terms and reminding ourselves what the distributive property is. Remember those things? We've done them already this year. Okay, we did. I know. And it's been a long time, so I think it's probably good to review it. So, on the second slide, it says terms in an expression are separated by plus or minus signs. So, in this expression, 7x plus 5 minus 3y plus 2x, how many terms are there? Izzy?
4.
There are 4 terms. Everybody agree with that? Okay, 7x is a term, 5 is a term, 3y is a term, 2x is a term. Like terms can be grouped together because they have the same variable raised to the same exponent. So remember, when they're like terms, they have to have the same letter with the same power. So when I look at this example, are there any like terms up there? Yeah, the 7x and the 2x are like terms. Remember, because they have the same letter. It doesn't matter what number's in front of them. What's that number called in front of the letter? Go ahead. Right, but what do we call that number? The number in front of the letter is called what? Starts with a C. No. Coefficient. So the 7 is the coefficient, okay? Now the 5 does not have a letter at all. That's a constant. And then the minus 3y is different because it has a different letter. Okay, is this kind of coming back to us? Do you remember doing this a little bit? Okay, so we're going to work on combining these like terms. And we need to circle or box our terms to make sure we put the right things together. Okay, so when I look at letter A, I'm going to start by circling the 14A. Okay, when I look at the next term, it also has an A, so it's also going to get a circle, but I'm going to put the minus sign with it. Okay, you always have to put the plus or minus sign in front of it with it. Now I'm going to put them together. What's 14A minus 5A? And at that point, you just add or subtract the coefficients. So 14 minus 5 is what? 9. So this would be 9A. Okay? So let's look at the next one. I'm going to start by circling the 7y squared. Does anything else in that expression get circled? Tyler? The 3y squared. Now, I can't just circle the 3y squared. I also have to circle what with it? I heard somebody whisper the minus sign. So I'm going to circle the minus 3y squared. Okay, it's very, very important you put that minus sign with it. Can I circle anything else in that expression? No. Okay, so I need a different shape. I'm going to put a box around the plus 8. Does anything else get a box? Is that the 1? Just the 1? The minus 1. So I'm going to put a box around the minus 1. What should I do with the plus y? A triangle. Why can't it have a circle like these? Because it just has a y. It doesn't have the exponent. So I'm going to put a triangle here. Now we need to put our shapes together. Okay? So I put the circles together. What's 7y squared minus 3y squared? 7 minus 3 is 4. So we have 4y squared. Positive 8 minus 1. 8 minus 1? 7. Is it positive or negative? Positive. So I'm going to put a plus 7. And then I only have my triangle, so plus y. And I'm done. Okay? Do we understand why I put plus signs instead of minus signs? Because everything was positive, I put plus signs. If something would have been negative, I would have put a minus sign. Okay, let's look at letter C. I'm going to circle the 4Q. What number is in front of the Q, even if we don't see it? Caleb. A 1, yeah. Anytime we see a letter by itself, we can put a 1 in front of it. Is that going to be circled? Hayden, can you turn your Chromebook around and pay attention here for now? And grab a pencil because you should be following along with me. Should that be circled? Actually, yeah. It has a Q just like the first one. Right? It's a Q and a Q. So we're going to circle the minus 1Q. What's 4Q minus 1Q? 3Q. So we're done. It's just 3Q. So far, so good? Okay, letter D. I'm going to start with a circle. So I'm going to circle the 5C. Does anything else get circled? Tyler? Minus 4C. Anything else get circled? Maybe? Minus C. Remember, I can put a 1 in front of there, so minus C. That gets circled. Okay, then I have to box. I'm going to put a box around the plus 8. Should I put a box around the minus 2? Yeah, neither one has letters. Now I need to combine. What's 5C minus 4C minus 1C? What's 5 minus 4 minus 1? 0. Do I even need to list it? It would be 0C. But what's 0 times C? 0. So I really don't even need that. They just disappear. What's 8 minus 2? 6. So this expression went from 5 terms down to 1. Okay, much nicer at just 6. You okay with that? Okay, go to the next slide. I want you to try those 5. Okay, you try those. See what you can come up with. Brandon, I just want you to write them on a piece of paper and try to do them. Okay, try each one, E, F, G, H, and I. If you're not sure on one, skip it. We'll go over them in a second. And if everything has a different shape, then you can't combine anything. Okay, so what'd you get for letter E? Anybody willing to share what you got? Tyler, go ahead.
8 squared plus 4.
3t squared plus just 4p. You agree with that? Okay, because 5t squared minus 2t squared, 5 minus 2 is 3, and then 7p minus 3p is 4p, and it's positive, so we put plus 4p. Perfect. Okay, how about letter F? Did you do anything with letter F? No, why not? Izzy?
You can't combine any of the terms.
Yeah, you can't combine any of them. If I'd circle this, that's the only one that gets a circle. I could box this one. I could triangle this one. They're all different, so it would be 4m cubed plus 9n minus 2. I didn't have to do anything to that. Okay, letter G. Savannah, go ahead.
7x minus 4y plus 3.
Perfect. 7x minus 4y plus 3. Because 2x plus 5x is 7x. I had to put minus 4y because there's nothing else to go with it, and there was a minus sign there, so that stays with it. And then plus 3. All right, how about letter H? Izzy.
5d plus 5c.
5d plus 5c. 9d minus 4d is 5d. 7c minus 2c is 5c. Okay, last one, letter I. Kayla.
Nothing.
Nothing. It stays exactly like it is. You would circle, box, triangle. So it would just be 8g plus c minus 6. Okay, feeling okay about that? Because now we're going to add one more step to it. Okay? The next step is to be able to use the distributive property. You guys remember the distributive property? Do you remember the beginning of the year when I said if I have a bag of candy and I'm going to distribute it, that means I give the whole bag to Migna?
What?
No. What do I do when I distribute?
Give it all to me.
No. Nice try. Hannah. Give everyone the same amount, right? So when we have some numbers like the 2 in front of the parentheses, the 2 gets distributed to the 3, and it gets distributed to the 5. So we end up doing 2 times 3 and 2 times 5. Sometimes we have letters in there, so it might be 2 parenthesis x plus 7. That means we do 2 times x, which is 2x, and 2 times 7, which is 14. So you'd have 2x plus 14. Okay. Now, in algebra, parentheses really aren't our friends, so we need to get rid of parentheses because they get in the way. Okay, and distributive property allows us to get rid of those parentheses. So anytime we see parentheses, we have to use the distributive property first. And then we're going to combine like terms. Okay? So let's look at this one. So use the distributive property first. What's getting distributed? What number am I distributing, Matthew? The 6. So I like to draw my arrows. I'm going to bring the 6 and put it with the 5. What's 6 times 5? 30. And then a plus sign. And then I have to put the 6 with the n. And that just becomes 6n. Do I put the 6 with the 2n?
No.
No, remember, that's like Miss Sacri's room. They're not in the group. So they don't get the candy. Okay? So we just put minus 2n. Now, we're not quite done. We have to see if we can combine like terms. So I'm going to circle the 30. Does anything else go with the 30?
No.
No. Okay? I'm going to box the plus 6n. Does anything else get a box?
Yes.
Yeah, the minus 2n. So I have 30 plus 6n minus 2n. What does that simplify to, Brinley?
30 plus 4n.
30 plus 4n. Done. We okay with that? Okay, flip the page in your packet. We're going to do just a couple more. Okay, same process. As soon as you see parentheses, what has to come first? Samia. Distribute. What am I distributing? The 3. So the 3 goes to the C, and we get 3C plus what? Caleb? 21, because the 3 has to go to the 7, and then minus C. Okay, now we have to combine like terms. What can be combined? Now is where you can circle and box your terms. So if I circle the 3C, what else gets circled, Brooklyn? The C, the minus C. What number is in front of that C even though we don't see it? 1. Okay, I'm going to put a box around the plus 21. So what's 3C minus 1C? 2C. So we have 2C plus 21. Done. Okay, questions there? Okay, I think we're going to do one last problem. This one. Okay, this one's only a little bit different because we have a negative sign on it. Don't let the negative throw you off. We still do the same thing. Okay, we're going to distribute first. Negative 4 to the C is negative 4C plus, what's negative 4 times 2? Negative 8. Remember, when we're multiplying one negative sign, it stays negative. 2 negative signs becomes positive. So this is plus negative 8 minus 2C. Okay, now we have to combine my terms. I'm going to circle the minus negative 4C or minus 4C. What else gets circled? Here. The negative 2C. The plus negative 8 is different because it doesn't have a letter, so I'm going to put a box around it. What's negative 4C and negative 2C? If I'm going to put those together, here's the way I would think of it. I have 4 negatives, and I have 2 more negatives. How many negatives do I have altogether? Negative 6. So it'd be negative 6C plus negative 8. Would it be okay to write it like this? Negative 6C minus 8. Does that mean the same thing? Remember, when you're subtracting, keep change. Remember that? It means the same thing. So I could write it either way. Either plus negative 8 or minus 8. Same thing. Okay? We're going to skip the last one. We're going to cross that one out. Okay. So then